Have you ever stopped and wondered, why do you buy the things you do? I mean, really thought about it? It feels like a simple question, right? But for the business world, it's one of the biggest mysteries out there. Every single day, we're all making choices, from our morning coffee to a new phone. And in this explainer, we're going to try and crack the code behind those choices. So let's start our investigation with a few, let's call them famous cold cases. Exhibit A, New Coke. Now here's the wild part. In blind taste tests, people actually liked it more than the original Coca-Cola. But when it hit the shelves, whoa, it was a historic disaster. And we're going to figure out why. And then there was Exhibit B, Crystal Pepsi. Remember this? A clear cola came out in the 90s, trying to catch that whole purity and health wave. It was new, it was different, and poof, it was gone from the shelves in just a couple of years.
Okay, and for our final piece of evidence, we have the one that just makes you scratch your head. Colgate Kitchen Entrees. No, I'm not making that up. Colgate, the toothpaste company, actually tried to sell us frozen dinners. It seems so obviously wrong now, but you gotta remember, a huge, smart company thought this was a brilliant idea. So what on earth went wrong?
See, these aren't just funny little one-off stories. The hard truth is that most new products fail. We're talking up to 90% of them, even for these giant companies that have billion-dollar research budgets. So what is everybody missing? Well, the key to solving this whole mystery, to figuring out why Colgate dinners were a punchline and why some products fly off the shelves, it isn't always about having a better product or a slicker bad. It's all about cracking the code of one thing: consumer behavior. All right, so let's get right into it. What exactly is consumer behavior, and how does it make the difference between a smash hit and a spectacular failure? So here's the deal. Consumer behavior isn't just that moment you hand over your cash. It's the entire journey. It starts with a spark of a thought. Hey, I need something. Then it's the research you do, the feeling you get after you've used it, and yeah, even how you throw it away. That whole process, from beginning to end, is what determines if you're happy or not, which of course is everything to a company's bottom line. Now, let's flip the coin and see what happens when a company gets it right. I mean, look at Nike. They totally get that most of us aren't professional athletes, but they know that deep down, a lot of us aspire to feel that kind of greatness. So their ads aren't just selling shoes, they're selling a feeling. They're selling empowerment. And that deep psychological insight is the difference between failure and becoming a global icon. But here's the thing. Understanding that psychology really depends on who you're talking to. Because, the customer isn't just one type of person. Marketers basically split the entire world in two. And here's that big divide. On one side, you've got the consumer market. That's you, me, all of us, buying things for ourselves, for our homes. Our decisions can be emotional, sometimes totally impulsive. But on the other side, you have the industrial market. This is business-to-business sales. And the why here is completely different. It's about operational needs. The how is all about logic, long-term relationships, and contracts. You're selling to a completely different brain. So whether we're talking about an individual or a whole business, every customer follows a pretty similar path. It's a journey from I need something to I bought something. So let's map out that journey right now. Okay, here it is, the 5-step process we all go through. Let's use a laptop as an example. First, need recognition. Your old one is just painfully slow. You can't get anything done. That's step 1. Step 2, information search. You start Googling, reading reviews, asking friends for advice. Then you move to alternative evaluation. Okay, do I want this brand or that one? What about the specs, the price? Step 4 is the big one, the purchase. You finally swipe your card. But wait, it's not over. That last step, post-purchase behavior, is absolutely crucial. Are you happy with it, or do you have buyer's remorse? And think about all the roles people play in this. Your kid might be the influencer, begging for a certain model for gaming. You might be the decider and the buyer who pays for it, but the whole family will be users. Smart companies know they have to appeal to all those different roles. But of course, that 5-step path is never a perfect straight line, is it? It's more like a messy web, getting pulled in all directions by countless factors. I mean, think about it. Your own psychological state, what your social circle thinks is cool, your cultural background, your personal financial situation, and of course, the broader economic climate. All of these things are constantly influencing your decisions. And this right here is exactly why cracking the code of consumer behavior is so incredibly hard and so important.
It's not a static target you can just figure out once. The code is always changing, being rewritten by new technology, by shifts in culture, by new trends. What worked 10 years ago is a joke today, and success tomorrow means you have to be thinking about the customer of tomorrow.
So the next time you're about to buy something, just pause for a second. Ask yourself, am I buying this because of a real need, or is it more of an aspiration, like those Nike customers? Is this really my decision, or was I nudged by a friend, an ad, or maybe even a cultural value I don't even consciously think about? The real code to crack isn't just what we buy, it's why we buy. So what's influencing you?